range of counselors, a broad range of candidates, and I'm very confident he's going to choose a Secretary of State that's going to be able to carry the Trump agenda, putting America first, onto the world stage.
Are there more people calling you all up and saying, you know what, I'd kind of be interested in a job, but you didn't call them in the first place because it's kind of like they don't want to take a pay cut, and now suddenly, as your team is being formed, people are going, hey, I'd like to be in on this? Are you getting that kind of phone call?
Well, we really started getting those calls from the day after the election. My phone continues to ring off the hook. I'm humbled to be the chair of the transition, but we've seen men and women across the country in public life and in private life who recognize the opportunity that we really have to have America standing tall in the world again, to get the American economy moving again, and they want to be a part of that, and the enthusiasm is palpable.
Speaking of phone calls, the story about Carrier and how you were able to save those jobs, you did a lot of phone call work.
Well, we did a little bit, but it was mostly cleanup. You know, it's easy to score a touchdown when you find yourself on the 5-yard line. What happened with the president-elect was last February. As governor of Indiana, I learned that Carrier had decided to pull up stakes and go to Mexico. I immediately met with them in early March. I had them come into my office and said, could we put together an incentive package and maybe make it more possible for you to keep those jobs?
And they said no to the same deal they agreed to once you became vice president.
They said don't even put a deal together. Yeah. They said we're gone. We're going to Mexico. We're taking thousands of jobs south of the border. And here, I think what's been most inspiring to millions of Americans is that less than a week after this historic election, with a transition launch, developing a legislative agenda, pulling together a cabinet, you still had in our president-elect someone who picked up the phone and reached out one American to another, to the leadership of that country. And he said, look, we're going to cut taxes on businesses and individuals. We're going to roll back